Mic's on. Hello. Hello. Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. Oh my God, I'm not all set up. I've got a little light here that I need to turn on too. Turn on. Oh my God, that's bright. Oh. The joys of streaming. Oh, that's bright. Sorted. Okay. You can see me. You can hear me. Hopefully, mic test. Everything is good. As always, very unprepared for the stream. Um, is the screen size okay? No, it's not. I have to just adjust this. If I bring up the... I should really have just kept you guys waiting a bit longer until I knew we were all set up. So that's the wrong thing. And there we go. Okay, cool. We are live. Welcome, everyone. Christopher, going to get an early night, but we'll catch first thing in the tomorrow morning. So I would say hello, Christopher, but you're not here anymore. Ollie, welcome. P's here. Warm up. Kashab. Cool. We've not got many people in here, but yeah, I thought I would do a little stream today just to cover some of the price action we've had on Bitcoin over the course of the day. And yeah, we will... I'll delete that. Yeah, so it's been a weird day, right? Been a bit of a strange day for Bitcoin, but this is basically, I did take a couple of losing trades earlier on alts. I mean, it's not losing because I'm just slightly underwater on them at the moment. They came into an area. They haven't really like been invalidated as such, but I think I just got in a little bit early onto some of the altcoins. But on Bitcoin, I was just able to remain patient, waiting for these levels. So this was really what we were looking for. If I do bring up this, so of course, I think most people watching this probably in the crew. So we did have the trading update from today, and we were basically looking for... locally, I am very interested in long positions at 43,180 and of course a little bit lower. So if we do go down to 43,050, and those basically being the weekly and monthly levels that we have on our chart. Okay, so it's pretty simple stuff. We also have a weekly MPOC down here, but this is really the region that I'm looking to scale into a long, was within this zone to kind of backfill a bit of this void where we did have that initial little break that brought us to the top of the previous range before we obviously had that big break up. So at the moment we're looking at this as just being a simple ABCD correction into support, and that would mean continuation towards higher prices if it can hold. Now I'm not sure, like I'm still I'm kind of sitting on the fence on this a little bit as to whether this is going to reverse and continue higher right now, or whether we're just at that support. At this point, if this breaks, things could get really nasty. So we do have to be aware that things could get pretty bad if this does break to the downside. I'd be willing to let it go a little bit lower, but realistically, okay, I think we're more or less looking at, well, you can take this as a whole range, basically, especially if we do kind of back in towards that value area high. If we just go back towards the actual breakout itself, you can see really we're kind of trapped within this zone now. So there's a high volume node. Let me zoom in a little bit. Let me just take off these alerts. Just they're getting in the way a bit. Why am I getting so many emails coming through? Oh no, that's okay. Yeah, so we've come into this high volume node here of the previous range, and this for me is kind of important now. So we're going to end up basically with resistance where we are here. So this is the danger that we're kind of playing at the moment, is that we have got caught. Like this low was nice. It was a back test of the little triangle that we had previously, and we're just falling a little bit further into this region now. So if we do go for that bigger range and we do start to connect this, like last time that was a test and an immediate bounce, at this point it does look like we're getting a little bit trapped underneath here. So we do have to be aware that the support is like not the best right now. We did actually have a pretty perfect backtest of this after we did come down into these lows. So after we hit the 1-to-1, we had like a pretty much a perfect backtest of that old trend line, came down, hit the monthly level, and now we're starting to just find again a little bit of stability around this point here. So yeah, I mean, it's it could go either way. I think it's a time to be, you don't want to be like heavily buying the dip at this point, but of course it's, you certainly wouldn't want to be looking at like heavy shorts within this region, because it does have the potential for this just to be kind of testing into this region before continuation to the upside. It is so far just an ABCD correction, and as long as we just keep it as something like this and it doesn't really start dropping any further, then everything is okay. Everything's okay. So let's yeah, I mean, that's Bitcoin. These levels are starting to get very messy, so I'm just going to take this off. The other thing that we did come into today was the 1-to-1. So okay, we've got this ABCD correction going on. We hit that 1-to-1 level, and we have this little 4-hour order block. Okay, so these being just the confluence that we have within this region, the monthly level, the weekly level, the 4-hour AB, the 1-to-1, and I believe if we do go from, I mean, it's kind of a random pivot, but if we do go from here, okay, then this random-ish, but I mean that was kind of a pretty significant pivot low when we started to actually make a low here. Then you do have this golden pocket region. Realistically, you'd really want to be taking this further down to draw your fibs and for the golden pocket on here, but if we do that, it's a 382. Okay, so there is confluence no matter like how you're doing this right now. So an area of confidence, area of confluence, and a pretty decent region of support. So we'll see what happens. See if it can hold. If we go onto the TPO chart, what do we have down here? So this is the POC, the MPOCs that we do have slightly lower. So we've not yet come into these. Okay, we do have that NPOC slightly lower down here at 43k. And then there's another one down here at 42k basically. And again, if we do go on to this chart, you can see it a little bit clearer. Let me just go on to, in fact, what I'll do is just reload this whole thing so I don't have to wait for everything. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? What am I looking for? This one. There they are. So MPOCs below. If we are to get like a little bit of a move down overnight into this zone, then still okay. So scaling into the long at this point, but I mean, happy to hold this as long as we're not losing and kind of really crashing below these MPOCs that we find here. So yeah, 43k important. 42k, you lose that and it's starting to get pretty bad. Keshab, yeah, buying tail on here. So we do have a buying tail on the day. It's taken out some poor lows from previously. Okay, so we had the poor lows here. And again, you've got another day, like 2 days, even lower down. But this is all within a range. So yeah, it's okay. You got a bit of volume down there. You did get some trapped shorts. So if we do look at the low that was put in, that was down here. Okay, you can see shorts getting really quite greedy at the lows. So liquidations coming in, short positions, and yeah, I mean, this big increase in shorts is probably from liquidations rather than like anything else. I mean, you've got longs closing out, you've got shorts opening at about the same amount, and then of course it squeezes up from there. So it is that change of behavior that you'd want to see from a low that's been put in, but it wasn't particularly high volume, and I'm not like super convinced by it at this stage. We'll see how it goes. I have scaled into a position, but it's by no means like a swing long we're going to go to like 50k or anything like that at this stage. It's just cautiously entering into some positions on both Bitcoin and some altcoins. The altcoins that I do want to cover, is there anything else I need to go over today on Bitcoin? I don't know. Let's have a look at the chat. Hit the 6-6 speed fan taken from the start of this impulse. I don't know if you're meaning from impulse down, because it can't be from the impulse up because we're below that. I don't know. I'd probably draw a... Where would I take it from? Here? I guess this is what you're meaning then. So yeah, we do have the little speed fan here. You got the golden pocket region on here. Yeah, that's the start of an uptrend. Not particularly impulsive, but that was the start of an uptrend. We do have this coming in. And could VWAP if we've got that down there. I'm also gonna... there's that point of control again. I always do that. I always bring on the wrong thing. You do have the anchored VWAP from here as well, so that's pretty decent support. And then this is where, so I know it's Khan that's mentioning this. This is where you had it previously. Okay, so yeah, nice, nice. So yeah, confluence within this region. Very important support. Let's get the likes up a little bit. I mean, it's only going to be a fairly short stream today. Just a quick recap on some price action. We'll answer some questions. We'll have a look at some alts. But yeah, let's smash the like button and stuff. Ollie, your birthday. When? Today. Happy birthday, Ollie. I don't know if it's your birthday today, but happy birthday. I'm not sure if you were saying that it's today or whether I've missed another comment and you were saying it was your birthday. I do not know. Keshab, got filled at limit, 43,180. Nice. That is what I like to see. GSM, hello, I am new and joined you for learning. Thank you very much. Yes, I saw you are new to the crew, so thank you very much. It's great to have you. Warm up wants to look at Solana. Luxuries here. Awesome. Warm up, dislikes disabled. Well, yeah, luckily YouTube's I mean, dislikes disabled across the board now. I don't see the dislike button on anything anymore. It's really annoying because there's loads of like people I still want to dislike all their videos. And I'm sure you guys probably want to dislike mine. But yeah, I think YouTube have got rid of the dislike button like permanently now. I know it was like a thing that they were trialing and I think they've got rid of it permanently. Which is a shame. What a shame. I can't go and dislike our competitors' videos anymore. Not that I ever did that. I would never do that. We are all content creators who talk nonsense at the end of the day. So, yeah. Also, I've just had an email from YouTube saying this is the 300th video I've done. So that's kind of impressive, right? We've not been... Next month will be 1 year of Taurus Crypto. So on my birthday, actually, is I started Taurus Crypto on my birthday on the 6th of May last year. And next month, 6th of May, will be 1 year of Taurus Crypto. And I've done 300 videos in about 330 days. So that's pretty good. I've almost done a video every single day. I didn't even realize that. Wow. I'm sure I haven't done that many. Oh well. Anyway, where were we? We need to talk about price action. Is the price doing anything interesting right now? Every time I go on a stream, it's like not doing anything interesting. So the important point to reclaim at this stage is we need to see a change of market structure. So we've not really got that. If we go back onto high time frame levels, daily level, right, I think that's the important one. This is where we did have that support that came in earlier on today. We did hit that daily level. I think if we can get back above there at this point, if we can reclaim that 44 44444 recurring, then yeah, I do think we can start to look for higher prices there. So this is really, I guess, yeah, that's the level to claim. That's what we want to see if we're going to look for more upside. And it would be something similar to what we had back here, right? You have like a move up, reclaim some support, have a little back test of it, and then we can start to look back here on my super messy chart. So that's the kind of thing we would want to see if we are going to get continued upside. Bear with me 1 second, everyone. I'm back. All right. Where were we? Yeah, so this is what we want to see for more upside. So if we are going to get continuation high, we've got to reclaim that daily level. I think that's pretty straightforward, because this is what has hit as support once, hit as support twice earlier on today, this morning, and now we've dropped below that. So that's the important level to reclaim. If we do get stuck below there, and especially if we are kind of stuck within this range and we do start to lose the current region that we're in, basically, I mean, at this point, you have to, it kind of becomes likely that we're looking at much more bearish price action. This is really important, this region. So, I mean, I could possibly allow this to go down to like 42k and still be in like, okay, maybe price can get out of it just from based basically on how we have these highs back here, but there's not too much to go on at that point. I do think if we are to lose this region and we can basically have this daily level of support, which is basically marking the top of the range, then we've got to be aware that there is a high probability the price is going to flush through the whole thing. So do be aware. Certainly not a time to be like crazy on buying the dip right now. And I personally, if you want to be careful on this and you want to just kind of go for the higher probability trade, you'd wait for the sign of strength in order for this to reclaim that level, wait for the change of market structure, and then start looking for longs. Of course, no financial advice, but that is probably what I would be looking to do. However, I am in a very cautious long position right now, and I have taken profit on shorts, but still holding short. So yeah, that's the recap on Bitcoin. Let's go over some alts. The other nice thing as well, of course, you've had altcoins that did have this move, like Ethereum especially. We came back in to like a really like just go left on this. We can go right and look at, okay, that's you've had like a little SFP of those lows. It's come into support, taken out these lows, taken the stops out. But if we are actually just to go back further on here, really that low wasn't a significant one at all. It just kind of pivoted there. And now we've come back down and we've actually filled that whole void. So that's a little bit more, I guess, important on Ethereum. It was just, it pivoted there. I don't actually have a level on that. I mean, I'm sure there is a reason of obviously why it would have bounced at that point, but I don't have it on my chart. And the fact that we did have this whole inefficiency to fill, At this point, we have come back in and filled that now. So Ethereum, okay, you're looking all right. It's come back and filled the inefficiency. A bunch of other stuff. So we're looking at Luna. Came into the region, so I was short on Luna, and that has now hit into support. And again, you got to just be claiming to get back into the range. You got to be basically back above here. So we had that initial low, hit the stops on that, made a higher high, much like Ethereum did, came back into support. This basically being, what do we have? The other 4-hour AB. And then you do have a little fair value gap here on the low time frames. So Luna doing something very similar, and I'm not in the long position on this yet, but I have taken profit again on the short. I'll be waiting to possibly get into another long position, but this could be a macro high. So I am aware that this could be a macro high on Luna, and it could be going like much, much lower, say like $70 or something. um, what have I been saying on? I'm going to go over some of the Twitter stuff. So a couple of the positions I got into earlier on. Let's have a little look. Oh yeah, SPX did come into support. So this is what we were looking for on the SPX, was the weekly level, the order block, and the gap fill. So we can go on to back onto here quickly and have a look at the SPX, which did, again, exactly kind of what we were looking for. It overshot it slightly. So we'd had this as an idea for a while. There's the gap fill. This happened earlier on. So you have had that gap fill. This was like the last little gap that was on the chart. Just a little mini one. You can see it right there. That was the main one that we were looking at. Really nice ABCD correction. And then if you go on to the futures, then of course we did have the order block there and the weekly level. So yeah, nice support here on S&P 500. Again, really, really important support, because if we are to lose this level, I mean, there's not really much support until you come down towards that like 4,280 region. I mean, it could get some support in between, but you're realistically looking at this being the last little range that was put in. Below this point, there's not really anything on the chart historically to be looking at, so we could start to see things get really messy if we do have a bigger pullback off of this. So yeah, that's the SPX, and again, it's really clear on this is that if we are to lose this region, this is just straight up, like there's not even any chop here. So this is why support that everything, like global markets right now, really, really important support. Whoops. Keshav, just short UST and your Luna shorts are fine. I think it's the other way around. I think you've got to buy UST and then Luna shorts will be fine. If it's That's what I took out of yesterday's stream with Danku. So the supply is, if you buy UST, Luna price go down. So everyone buy UST, so Luna price can go down. Yeah, that's SPX covered. At this point, if you're looking at this, we can go. I mean, it's really quite simple. You're probably looking at the 0.5. There's some kind of bounce to around 45, 40 would be reasonable at this point on SPX if it is going to hold a support here. We will wait and see. Alternatively, again, you're just backtesting support. This is an ABCD correction, and we're going to make all new all-time highs. Simon, can you check the ape trade? I'd rather not. but we'll have a look at it. Sure. Ape is one of the trades that didn't go so well. So we've had a bunch of stuff today. I mean, Bitcoin just very bearish today, and just coming through all of those little local supports until we hit that. I was a little bit early in getting into an ape long. Obviously I took that one yesterday, and then we've had Bitcoin pull back, so that means everything else pulls back with it. So ape, the initial trade idea kind of gone, right? But we have come into another area of support here. So you're looking at this as, I wouldn't say, like, the thing is, we were looking at this trend line and this was the resistance. Okay, so there was the option. That was the main thing we wanted to do. Like, we were looking at ape to do something like this when price was here, to come into this trend line and then reject and make a higher low. So short positions would have been quite nice off of this, and they're the ones that have ended up playing out. The idea of this making a higher low, breaking through and coming into this red zone hasn't worked. I mean, that as a trade idea has been invalidated after taking these lows. But if you are holding this, and it's the same for me, I'm holding this as a spot position, I don't really see this as anything too, like, worrying. I mean, I bought ape around like $11.80, and price is now at $10.90. I mean, basically at $11. So to lose 80 cents on each ape as a spot hold, not really worrying me. And we have come into another area. You've got the POC of this lower range. You've got the price in which, like, ape was initially. Is it doing any divergence? You've not got a divergence here or anything. But yeah, I'm not at that point where I'd be going, I really want to get out of this position. I would probably look to close it if we are to get a relief rally back into here. We'll see how things go. But yeah, as a trade idea, this would have been invalidated by now. So that's the low. The trade was... Do I still have this on the chart? That's the thing. Trades evolve. That's why we don't do signals. Because signals are stupid. What was it we were looking at? Golden pocket, right? We wanted price to come back into here. That's the one. So you had a long position from this region. At that point, that had to be the invalidation, and we've traded through that and actually coming back tested that region. So yeah, that trade's gone. Is there another trade here? I mean, possibly, but you'd have to be looking at this as a swing, because you'd have an invalidation all the way down at the lows, and you'd want to take that back into the POC. Not as good risk to reward on this. Whether you could tighten that up, I don't really know. There's not really that much historical volume down here. If you look at this as a little range, you could come down there, but yeah, it's not looking like great. I'd wait for a sign of strength, personally, again. At this point, like, this is really low anyway, so what price could do if it can come into here, break through this trend. So it's a trend line, it's not ideal, but if it can break through this trend line and then start to kind of, like, reduce the pressure to the downside that it's got at the moment, that would probably be a better trade on this. You can actually draw this as a channel, which probably fits better. We'll take it from there. So that's basically what we're looking at on ape. We'll just move this down here and pretend it's all okay. No, I'll leave that. Didn't quite work out, and we're just continuing the downtrend right now. Quinny, hey Luke, you may prepared a video about yesterday's streaming. Was interesting but too much information. Yeah, I mean, it was yeah, yesterday's stream was a lot of info even for myself. It was a very long stream. We went over a lot of stuff. Very interesting. So yeah, I know it was A lot for me to take in for sure. The other trades from today. So these are the ones I got into a little bit too early. I should have just waited. So what you had within this region was golden pocket confluence with a 4-hour OB, but then realistically, I mean it's not invalidated at this. I just got in a little bit early. So EGLD looking okay. Green box slightly front run. Again, I would probably want to wait for a sign of strength off of this because you are running the risk of getting caught within a previous range. I certainly wouldn't want to be overly aggressive into longs on here. Everything's just bled. So everything's like overshot the targets, the initial targets. If we do go ABCD off of this, you're looking at that coming into the 6-4. So you'd be just above the 618. Like there would be okay. So yeah, you've got this kind of thing going on. But right now, like this region here is going to become resistance. So basically around here, you're looking at resistance now. So if price can get back above there, then that starts to look okay. And the other one was mana, wasn't it? We were looking at mana. And again, you've slightly overshot this. But actually not in a loss on this one, so that's okay. Looking to take those lows and prices already kind of reclaimed that already, so not too bad. What do we have that's showing strength? Solana I like the look of. So I see who is it that's asked for Solana? Warm up asked for Solana. So yeah, this has been really nice and it's very straightforward on here. So again, this very similar to Ethereum, okay, where we did have this was a fair value gap on the chart. So you had this little gap on the chart here from wick to wick there, and that's where we got that initial bounce. But realistically, your inefficiency comes all the way down here. So this entire zone is basically like not properly back tested. So of course price did come into it very briefly, had like a partial fill of that inefficiency, had the markup in price, and now we've come back into like properly test into this region. And even now we're looking at this as a potential SFP of this low. So yeah, Solana is one of those that actually looks pretty nice at this level, especially if it can get back into this range. So Solana, one of the ones that, yeah, if everything's kind of overshot, but Solana's pretty much come into the zone that we would have wanted to see it. I did have some limit orders on here. I think I may have removed those. Yeah. What else? Blue bits, we are getting acceptance in high time frame triangle. Is it sign of worry? Yeah, so this is what I did just go over at the beginning of the stream. So we do have, we'll lose this. We'll lose this. I don't know where my big range thing has gone on here. This is the bigger range. I had a folder here with everything from our previous range. Whoops. So that's the triangle. That's the old range that we were in. And this is the volume profile from the old range we were in. So if we're going to be realistic about this, then yes, we are back inside that range. Are we kind of forming any divergence here? Nope, not on the RSI at least. Not on the hourly. So we're not seeing any divergence. Really, not on the RSI at least. So we're not seeing divergence here. Yeah, prices really got to get out of this quickly. You drop below here, and I think it is very likely we're going to see like a really bad move to the downside over the course of the rest of the week. I think a lot of that depends on what the stock market does, because of course stock markets had that correction, a much more like a really technical correction on the SPX. So if that can bounce, I'm sure Bitcoin will do this, and then it will find its way out of this, and then we can look for higher prices. If SPX doesn't bounce at this point, like, it's almost inevitable we're going to roll over, test this POC, and probably come all the way down to the lows. So it could really start to get very bad, and you are looking at serious downside. So yeah, I don't want to, like, that's the thing, you trade it either way. It really doesn't matter to me which way price goes. Like, I would happily take a short, and at this point shorts are probably still okay, because we are back within this range. We are back within the value area of this range, so you're not really outside of value area. You've got high volume node above on price, you've got the daily level above on price. Let's look at the MACD. See, the thing is, I don't look at the MACD unless we have it on the RSI as well. So it's not like, so I know what you're going to try and say. We've got bullish divergence on the MACD, but I don't know. I don't like either oscillator very much on its own. So if they line up together, fair enough. But on its own, I don't like either one. To me, this looks like it could continue to go lower. And look, what was the last time that happened when we had an ABCD correction um, like this that came into an area of support and got caught within an old range? It was like here. We did it here, and we had the ABCD. You got caught within the old range, and then it triggered a downtrend that lasted for months. So we do have to be aware that there could be significant downside from this, and this could have been the bull trap. But it's all good because you trade it both ways, so I don't care. I'll just get stopped out of the long positions, and then we get cheaper prices. Happy. Like, cheaper prices is good, so I'm okay with that. Am I being too bearish? Do I need to make a bullish case? BFR, I know. So to mint UST, you burn Luna, supply goes down, Luna goes up. Yeah, what I was talking about was someone was asking to mint USD to make price go down. So I was like, surely you've got to buy UST in that case. Wait, I'm wrong. I'm getting mixed up. Ignore me. I'm getting mixed up. You Yeah. Yeah, to mint USD, you burn Luna. But then so how does then price go down? You got to sell everything. Whatever. Um, Paulius, if we don't get the F out of this level very soon, it will get bloody. The only thing that keeps me bullish is the EMA on the high time frame, and that we sort of had an ABC already. If we reclaim 45,200, we look better. Yeah, exactly. That is 44,200. That's what I'm looking at, like 44,444,444,444,444 region is important to reclaim for me. 44,2, yeah, reasonable. That's back towards this high. So if we do quickly like claim this and we can get back above within this little zone, that's a little bit of a sign of strength. We can start to look for more upside. At this point, yeah, it's right there and it's struggling. So price is definitely struggling. We will see how it goes. I think I'm going to wrap this up in a minute. So stop talking about Luna tokenomics. MB, that's Money Badger. That is stupid. So look, you've got to have price go down somehow. You've got to have supply increase. There has to be a way. There has to be a way for supply to increase and price go down. You can't just go more UST, less Luna equal higher price per Luna. Like, you got to go. There's you got to go supply. You got to go. The foundation will release more Luna, and then you dump your UST on the market for look. I'm not even gonna try anymore. Someone give me another chart. I'm gonna look at one more chart, and then we are going to wrap things up for today. I just wanted to do a quick update. Look, everything's rejecting. So be careful out there. Everything is rejecting. I would wait for a sign of strength. Can't believe that as well. Like how technical Bitcoin dominance is. It's insane. I'm not going to look at Anchor Protocol. I'm not going to look at Luna. The time for that was yesterday. Um, that's different. We could look at a stock. We could look at Nvidia or AVAX, Rune, Near. Oh, do I really have to look at Anchor? I don't care what the best performer of the day is, unless I want to take a short. Well, I'm short Luna. I may as well be short Anchor as well. Fine, we'll look at Anchor. Short it. No, Anchor. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Anchor looks good. Uh, like Anchor looks really good. Hmm. That is such a look. I'm joking about like hating this stuff, but actually, like Luna Anchor, the the charts are always nice. Um, you have parabolic advance from back here. Very, very clear, very obvious. And then what is price doing again? It's just like curvy line. It's very nice. It looks very nice. I like the look of this. So then price gonna do this. I'm gonna go like whoo, crazy high. Then we're gonna come up here, right? Yeah. Like realistically, it's starting another, like, you had it really nicely rounding off down the low, and then you're doing it again here. It's just like that. Even the log chart looks nice. Um, it looks kind of cool. Random. Point of control here. Anchor VWAP from ever. Oh, look at that. We're right there. Right on it. Yee. Okay, cool. We're at resistance. Break through this, so it looks pretty good. I have to see what the market cap of this is. Yeah, like anchor looks like a really nice rounded bottom. Accumulation kind of stuff going on with this. Volume is great. The volume is really, really strong here. Anchor looks good. Yeah, I've got to say Anchor looks good. And it's on buy a bit now. So yeah, Anchor does look good. I gotta go KuCoin. Ha! When did I draw this? Look at that. Can anyone tell me when the last time I looked at Anchor was? Because look where we are. Look where it found support. I must have drawn this when the price was up here. When did I draw this? Wow. Yeah. Yeah, Anchor looks nice. And it is on Bybit now, yes. I need to put it on Bybit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna BFR, thanks. Yeah, I'm not gonna go in. Anchor tokenomics. No, not my thing. Everything's really crashing down. Oh, I'm tired. Right, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you everybody for watching. We have hit 50 likes, so we've hit the minimum requirement for the stream. We've basically done an hour. We're not far off of an hour. That's what I like to do, is try and keep going for an hour. I hope that that was useful. I mean, we haven't really gone over that much. I think just I wanted to do a quick stream today just to be like, basically just to make people aware, right? We are at support, but it does not look strong at all. So it doesn't look yet to me like the low is in. I've not seen any reaction that would say that this is a significant low, because the thing is, if this is going to be the low, we're going to have to be breaking above like 49, 50k. Is this as much of, can you really expect that from this low? Because at this point you've got to be looking at swing trade, otherwise we're going to like much lower prices. So yeah, that's why I wanted to do the stream. We have bounced, we have hit technical support, but it doesn't look strong. So we've got to see what the legacy markets do. If we do not get recovery on the legacy markets, then as Keshev has just said, we will probably get a rug pull and we'll wake up tomorrow morning with much lower prices. So please do be careful out there. It is maybe a time to be looking for long positions, but you do need to be careful on risk. I'm being very careful on risk. And and yeah, the opportunities for shorts are still there, obviously. And of course, as P has said on here, so please do, if there is anyone new watching and you have found this useful, and I've not gone over that much information today, but do check out tauruscrypto.com. It is there in the little corner, so do go see tauruscrypto.com, and you can learn more about our service. You can join our free Discord community. You can see all of our YouTube videos here. You can discover more about the Taurus crew. Where we do daily trading rooms. Again, we did the trading room today and the trade hit, although there are a couple of we did the trading room at a really weird time when price was just grinding down. But yeah, we had a nice trade after the trading room today. Even though it was a weird session to be actually looking at because it was just grinding away into tiny little local levels. But yeah, we do pretty much daily trading rooms, constant updates on the chart. And usually they go really well. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you on the next